Okay, hello everybody. Today I'm gonna make a video for RD8. He wants to know how I made his SIG using Pinnacle Studio 15 and ULED GIF animator. Okay, let me start off by telling you that I usually work out of my download folder, and I download images and stuff in here, and then I put it all together and put it in a folder here so I can always review back to your signature. Now he asked me to use this image, which I open up with. I could open up with Adobe Photoshop, but it's a lot easier to work with than PaintNet. Okay, super big image here. Let's see what happens. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Pinnacle. Now this video is going to be on how to use pictures instead of a YouTube video or some kind of video or whatever to make your signature. All kinds of ways to do it. Okay, takes a little while to load up. If you don't have a 2-core or 4-core CPU and about 8 gigs RAM, you're going to have a lot of difficulty using this program. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to get the image under here. So if you go over here to the little camera, it says show photos and frames. Okay, and then I'm going to look for the folder. And I said it was in downloads. It was in there. So I'm going to open up this picture. And here it is. It took all the pictures out of the folder. But here's the one. And I'm just going to put it down here. It says uses high def. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens. Use it as standard. It's going to look like this. But that's a 4. But if you look at the image, it's not showing it here. I know. Never mind. I'm sorry. But I like to use the high def. So let's cut that out of there. Now we're going to draw it back in here again and use high def. And you notice when it puts the picture in here as high def, it looks a lot better to me, and it's a lot bigger. You have the black borders on both sides. Well, I don't want those borders. So what did I do? I went ahead and got rid of it. And I went back to my download folder, or the download picture, and I wanted to make it this size. This size. It's 500 by 275. 500 width, 275 height. I find that works best to get you the full image in there. And always remember that when you take an image of a PNG file or a JPG, your image is going to get worse as you make it bigger, and it's going to get better as you make it smaller. So you never want to go big, you want to go small. For instance, let's resize this one just to show you. Let's change it to 1,000. Let's go ahead and use change it to 0. Let's change it to 1,000. 1, 2. By 550. And you see how it's all fuzzy? Okay, so you don't want to go big, you want to go small. No, one second. So I took this image, I opened it up in PaintNet, resized it to 500 I can click down here until I get, let me get that off. That means it'll change aspect ratio. I just want to change the width by itself and the height by itself. Yeah, it looks a lot better. And then you want to save it as something. I saved it as Joker, which it's going to say it's already there. And go ahead and redo it again. All right. So now I've got this image of Joker. Now we pull it down here, high def, boom. See, now it covers the whole frame. A little bit on the top we missed. A little black bar up on top, a big deal. Now I'm going to add. I'm just going to go ahead and open up the file. Save some time here. Open up the project. Where's Joker? No, RD8, RST. Okay, there he is. I'm just going to go ahead and open up this whole thing. No. Now it's looking for the folder because I moved it. Try not to move it while I'm working. But I already know where it's at. It's in downloads. Here, in that picture. There we go. Okay, so it's loaded everything in. What I did is I just took the picture, and if you double click on it, you can extend this number here. I extended it to 14 seconds. And then I went over to my titles, and I grabbed a text here and drew it down. And I kind of left a little gap here and a little gap there. And then I extended it to 13 seconds. And then I added in the text. If you wanted to add some text in, you could just write it in. And I moved it around, made it different sizes. I want that one in there. Okay. And I just played around with it until I got it how I wanted it. Did some different things here. Did on the settings of it. To get it highlighted with the gray bars here, it shows you the face, which is red. The edge, which is black. And then I put a shadow in the back. And you can just change those around, do however you want. And then I had to go and make what I wanted it to do. I wanted to word fade a couple seconds, then run along, and then a couple seconds, word fade out. Now you can move these bars anywhere you want. You can move them over here, make it longer. Notice that it'll just run across and it'll stay there, and then when it gets over here, it'll fade out. And just keep doing it until you hit pause. But I wanted his name to come up first. And if you wanted to stretch it out and make it longer, you just come on the little thing here and you can make it longer, shorter. I made it a couple seconds. And I wanted his name to fade in and fade out, and then what he wanted written down here to do the same. But I played around a little different. I had the letters fade and then the whole page fade out. And if you want to see what it does this. And this comes in. See, it went in letters at a time. Then the whole thing's going to fade out. And you have an opportunity to change what style you want the um, font to be. You know, it's going to grab whatever you have in your fonts in your computer. And you just pick the one you want and change it. And that's basically how I add text to an image. And then you just go, okay, and saves it. You want to start at the beginning. Okay, one thing I forgot to show you. I'll show you now. When you highlight something like that, you get these crosshairs, that means you can just move this around where you want it. Come over to this one, move it around where you want it. Okay, you also got to rotate. You can rotate it around, you know, whatever you want. And just playing with this thing and figuring it out. This is basically what I do till I get it how I like it, which is probably messed up now. It's probably not like it was before. Trying to make these videos as short as possible so you don't have to spend a lot of time watching them. Okay, and then once I get it there, then I save project as, which I've already here. It'll just give you like save as movie something, my movie, whatever. Last one was 10, so it'll probably ask you my movie 11. And you just say no. You want to save it as RD8 SIG, and then hit save. Okay, I don't want to ruin the one I already have in there, so I'm not going to save it. So cancel. All right, then you're going to go up here to make a movie. You want to check your settings because every time you do something, I usually use DIVX plus HD full screen. Makes it 640 width by 480 height, and it makes it an MKV file. You want to try different video files here, Windows Media or whatever. I've tried Avi and it don't come out right, so I just go ahead and leave it at that. So the settings are okay, and then you just hit create file, and it'll run along here and make the movie. When it's done, then you can just X out. Right now it's going to ask me, do I want to save it? No, because I don't want to ruin the changes, ruin everything. So then what it did is I have it saving all of the videos from that program. I'd have to go back and show you. There's a setting there, and it saves it in my videos. And there's an RD8 in here, SIG. There it is right there. And if we watch it, you could add a couple pictures together and put transitions between them, and do it that way. So now I have it. It saved. That file was. Let's go back and look at it. God, I got so many of them here. If you notice, it's an MKV file. Properties, details, VO, it's a MKV. Okay, ULID GIF animator will not accept an MKV file. It takes an AVI. So what I do is I use my video converter. I don't know why it keeps loading over there. And I search for it. RD8, I load it in there. And under these settings here, you can make it a QuickTime movie format. Of course, we don't want to make it a MP4, which is the MKV, or we don't want to make it an AVI, because AVI's okay, but the XVID gives me the best picture. This is a pretty neat little video converter, because if I want to make something for a phone, it'll give me a different, the phone format or whatever. And all, just all different types of videos. But I just use common videos. I make it an XVID. It's going to tell me it's 3.5 millibars. It's going to make it the same size. If you wanted to change the size of it, you can do that too by going to advanced. Keep it original, or you can make it a different size. You can change that. Of it. You don't really need to worry about audio. You can't use audio in signatures. Damn it. So we're just going to keep the original. It's going to make it like that. And then convert. Now I put a little 1 right there because I've already got this video saved. So it saved another one, but it made it a parentheses 1. I'll show you that. So my Microsoft down here at the bottom, video converter, saves in this folder here, document, and the output is all the videos that I've made and saved. Thousands of them. But we're looking for RD8. And here's the first one I made, and then we just redid it, and I made another one here, which I don't need. Or I'm just going to delete it. Okay, so I copied this and put it in this folder. So now I've got the big picture, the little picture, and the video in the folder already. Now we go to ULID GIF animator. Okay, I use the animated wizard. I've got my presets in here for different size videos that I want to put in. I already know this video is 640 by 480 pixels. So I picked that one. Hit next. Then it says add an image or video. If you're going to add a picture in the GIF in ULID, you use add an image. If you're going to add a GIF, but it has multiple frames, you use add an image. But if you're going to add a video, you click video. Then it asks you where. So we got to go here to my documents and look for it in the Microsoft, but I've already transferred it over here. Well, no, excuse me. Yeah, we look for it where this is the AVI file right here. Open it up. Next. Then we got to put the delay time. Now to get, I don't know, I can't tell you why, but 3 is perfect timing for a video in here. You can see how fast it's going here. Next, finish. And it's going to load all the frames from the video. It's going to give them a 0.3 frame rate, whatever. Okay, so we got all the frames. We got 419 frames. Anything under 1,000, you'll be all right. If you got a picture instead of a YouTube video, you could probably go a lot more frames than that without it being a real big file. But you notice I got 0.03, which I put in the animated wizard. And then you just hit the start here, and it's going to play it. Looks pretty good now, but it's way too big of a signature for Kick-Ass Torn. And it just can continuously keep going. So stop it, go back to the first frame. If you notice the black bar on top and the black bar on the bottom, you want to get rid of them. So right here, section tool rectangle. So we're going to kind of crop it here. You got to follow it along. Come to here. If you don't get it the first time, you can do it again. I got a little too far over on the edge here, so I'm just going to try it again over here. Nah. As long as you don't chop off the text that you put in there, and you want to keep the pictures original, you got a little bit off the bottom there, big deal. So now you go to edit, crop canvas, boom, black lines are gone. Next thing I want to do is we're going to go over here, and so you don't crop again, go over here and click on this, the arrow, and that's for moving the frame around, like moving around in here if you want to. Left click on it and just grab it and move it around. You don't want it there. But let's say you wanted to get it right back, this frame right back. Well, you can go to this highlighted frame with the eye. Got a little eye, so it means it's on this frame. You notice that when I go to the second frame, third frame, the eye moves on up. And you right click on it, object properties. Position, okay, I'm a little off on my left and my top. So we go to 0. Zero, and it's right back perfect in the middle there. Hit OK. No, it ain't. Let's see what frame 2 says. Or object 2. Oh, that's because we cropped it already. Position is -8 at the top. So I'll go back to this frame, this object. Position. I'm going to make it -8. Okay, now it's perfect. So there's all kinds of things you can do with the objects here. And just merge. Like if I want to add another picture right here and then merge it together, you can do different stuff with that picture. You just have to experiment. A lot of times I use inverse multiply, and it leaves the picture there, but whatever image is coming by still floats by. It doesn't put it right on top. Just different stuff you can do there. That'll be another tutorial I'll have to do to show you. What we want to do is we want to resize this to 400 by 200. Just go to Edit, Resize, 400. Now, if you go too slow and it'll say, please enter a valid number because you're going too slow. Just do it again. Do it a little faster. There you go. Or you can use the little up and down things here. Sometimes that takes forever. Hit OK. Now it's resized 400 by 200. You want to make sure, go to resize. That's what it says it is. Okay. Now it's now that it's got smaller, it's even looking better. More clear. Okay, and last thing I want to do is I want to put a border around the outside of it. Makes it look better. So you go to File. Okay, first things off is you got to make yourself a border. You can make one of these in Photoshop if you know how to use Photoshop. You know, let's say, okay, first thing you want to do is make sure it's not locked over here. If it's locked over here, you need to double click on it and unlock it or it won't let you change anything. So we're going to pick a different color here, red. Okay, then we're going to go over here to paint bucket. We're just going to paint the whole thing red. Okay, so you got your red thing here. Now you go up here to your rectangular tool, and using my poor eyesight, I got to make it bigger. And you go to the rectangle tool, try to make it nice and even. I'm not very good in Photoshop. If you look at some of Death Holly's tutorials in Photoshop, it should show you how to do it. Okay, so now we got a rectangle. Damn it. Got a rectangle shape in here. Then you go up here to your magic wand tool. And if you just click on that, damn it. Try it again. Make something big here. Okay. If you just make your magic wand and you made this number here. If you hit delete right now, it's going to delete everything inside the box. And you come over here and you click and the little dotted lines go away. Okay. So you got your red box with just the outlines here. What you want to do is save that. You got to save it as a ping. If you don't, this will be white. If you save it as a JPEG file of some sort, it's gonna have a white in the center instead of being transparent. So you got to save it as a. We're gonna make it, call it border red. And we're going to saving it in the same folder up here. You can save it anywhere you want. But we're going to save it in here, in this folder I made. Save. Okay. Then it's going to ask you if you want to save it as an Adobe Photoshop document. If you want to, you can say yes, and probably saved it over here in document somewhere. I don't know where it saved it. Oh, it saved it in here. No. Okay, so we got a border red. And If you open it up and paint that, you'll see that this is transparent, see? Well, this is the one. Yeah, I actually saved the other one. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Okay, whatever. So, we're going to put a border, red border around it. So you're going to add an image. See how I put the border around? Put the border around just this one frame. We want it around every frame. We don't have to put it in each one of them. So if you hold down your shift key, drag all the way to the last frame, all the way to the last frame, click it and highlight them all. Then you go up, come up to frame, synchronize objects across the frames. And I've got an active object, which is the one, this one here. This is the active object. Apply the following attributes. Want everything to be exactly the same. And I never tell it to all frames. I tell it to selected frames because I selected them all. They're all highlighted. Now, our object we put in the first frame, not in the last one. So you have to go up here and click on first frame. Okay, this is the source where this is at. Okay, so now you notice every frame's got the red outline around it. And seeing the center is transparent, you just put it around the outer edge. Okay, I made it a little too wide, but I'm just showing you how to do it. Let's say if we didn't have any text in here and you wanted to make text, you could do text a couple different ways there. You could add a permanent text. Just click on the T, that, and then you can come over here and write RD 8 8 8. Okay, highlight it. Pick out whatever color you want it to be. But you can't do a lot here with the you can make it italic, you can make it bold, and you can change the size of the text. You want to make it so big or so small. But you can't really add edge around it, or you can't add shadow. You can make it transparent. I think you should. So we're just going to say okay, because we picked it right in this area here. So now we got RD8. Actually, and then you just go and move it where you want it. Okay, we want it a little bigger than that. So you come over here to the object. This is the object where this is. Go to text, edit the text. Now you can always remember to highlight it. Okay, we want to take the transparency off. Make it a little bigger, make it like 45. We can change to a different looking font. If you notice, whatever, like the font here, it's going to show it over here onto the side so you get an idea of what it looks like. So we'll change it to that and hit OK. Now we'll move it around, adjust it where we want. But one thing you can do is when you click on it and you come to text, it actually says neon. So you can bring up the little neon box, click on it, and we can make, neon around it or whatever. You can make it on the inside, Make it on the outside. Make it on both sides. You can change the size of it. Transparent. You said okay. So we got that now. Now, if we didn't have any text in here, and you want this to be in every frame, then you can just do the same thing. Hold the shift key down, go to the end. I'm going too fast here. Sometimes you gotta take a little time. Highlight everything. And synchronize the object from frame 1, frame 19. Boom. So you see it put it in every frame. Let's say you made a mistake and you messed up. Just go up to edit and it'll tell you to undo synchronizing object. There, it undid it. I can undo the neon. You can just work backwards. Undo, move the object. Undo, change the attributes. Move the object. Undo, create a text. So we got rid of all of it. You can undo things, and if you made a mistake and screwed up. Here's another thing you can do with text. You can add a banner text. Oh, look, the Godfather one I did here. So we're going to add RD8. Okay, now you can just move it where you want while you got it right here. We're going to put it right here. Now, frame control, effect, what do you want it to do? You want it to scroll left. Well, we'd like seeing this right here. We don't want to mess around with the Joker here. So we're going to do zoom out and then have it fade. Frame control, I usually leave this alone. You can play around with it some. But with the effect, you want it to happen. Actually, you got to start in the right frame. Sorry. Cancel. Can I highlight a frame here? Okay. Add text banner. Still there, whatever we made changes. And we can move it wherever we want. We can make it a little bigger if we want to. Boom. Change the color. Red. Okay. So now we want to, with the effect, we're going to have it zoom out and fade. Well, you want it to at least go about 10 to 15 frames or so before it does anything. And then if you do it for another 50 frames, it's going to put it in 65 frames, supposedly. Frame control, I usually leave that alone. You can put neon on it if you want neon. We can put an outer edge on it. Both sides, the inside, outside. You can change how thick you want that. So now we can just start the preview and see what it does. Of course, you know that other stuff's there. That's what it'll do. And then if you like that, then you hit OK. And it's going to say create individual objects or create banner text recommended. Let's go with banner text. Boom. So from frame 1, frame 65, we started at 15 and we did another 50. 65 frames, it's going to do that animation for the text. You can make it longer, shorter. And if you want to do another text, you can come down here to another frame and go up here and add another banner text. You can just add them all up. Okay, so we're going to undo the banner text. There we go. So the last thing you want to do, now that you got everything how you want it, first thing you want to do is you want to save as a UGA file. If you save it as a gift, all these extra things that you add in, you will not see here when you call it back up in ULID GIF Animator. I'm not going to save it as anything. I'm just going to close it because we already have file. So if this is the UGA file and this is the GIF, see it says GIF, it says UGA document. Double click on that and it opens up the thing, and see you have the border here. But once you save it at that, then you want to save it as a GIF. Yeah, let me just, nope. Open with, you can put ULID GIF Animator on your computer. It'll be in your left click menu. Now you notice we don't have the border up here on our objects. So if we wanted to edit or take it out or change it, we can't do it. That's why it's always good to keep your UGA document and the GIF. And it's all about experimenting and playing around. It takes you a while to figure out how to do these things. And then I've got all these I've got my UGA file, my SIG, the one I'm going to upload the cat. I've got the video. I've got the small picture. I got the big picture, and then I got my border, which I changed. It's all right. I can make another one. I'm going to delete that one. I actually know where there's another one like this, because if you go and look at all signatures I made, I have them all. I started keeping them all in these folders instead of keep making them and leaving them down here. I also have all kinds of pictures that I can add to the signatures, different sizes and stuff. But I put them in these folders. This was when I first started, and I got all these signatures, but I don't have all the other stuff that goes with it. I do have the UGA files because they get saved in my GIFs in the video file, and I have all these UGA files. Save them here, and then I make a copy of them, and I put them in the folder here. But let's look at some of the recent ones I've done. Is this guy, this border right here, this is the same one that I used in RD8s. But there you go, I got it back. And that's basically how you do it with pictures. RD8, I hope you can figure that out and try it out and play around with it. Just always remember, when you download off the internet the big picture, you want to make it smaller. So when you go to put it in your Pinnacle Studio, get it to fit nice on the screen there. Never go bigger. If you go bigger, it's going to be fuzzy. It's going to be worse. It's going to be worse resolution. And save all your work in case you have to go back and want to make changes. So that's it for that one. I'm going to make another video after this one about using just the ULID GIF Animator, how to make stuff in that. And see you guys later.